If you're planning to live and work here in Japan, this video podcast is for you. Yahoo! Welcome to another episode of our Beige Couch Sessions. I'm your host, the Headless Expat. In today's episode, let's talk about this very basic work benefit that an employer should offer you in the job that you're applying for. And to know what this basic work benefit is, stick until the end of this video so that you would get into the loop of things or you would have a basic idea of what it's like to, work for a company, a good one. Well, for me, in total, I have been working in Japan for 7 years, although it was not really like continuous. I had to go back to my home country in the Philippines for a year before I landed my current job. And I have worked for four employers. So one was like my first part-time employer. The second one was still another part-time employer, but later on they sponsored my working visa and made me work full-time. And then the third one was another full-time employer. And the fourth one is the current one that I have. Among these four, only one company, the first one, didn't offer me this very basic work benefit. So, what is this basic work benefit that I am talking about? It's none other than the transportation allowance. Most companies here in Japan would offer their employees to enjoy this certain benefit for commuting purposes. And for me, I really like this work benefit because back in the Philippines, most companies didn't really offer this. And that means to say, I had to budget or allot a certain amount of money from my net income to cover all the commuting expenses. So it was already like making my low salary even lower. But here in Japan, most companies, not all, would offer you this benefit. I'm saying that not all companies offer this because, in my experience, among the four companies that I worked for, my part time employer did not offer compensation for the train, the subway, the bus fares that I had to pay in order to go to work and go home, like the two-way ticket. And then my second job, I started with them part-time, but they already offered me compensation, transportation allowance. The thing is, for the first month, or like when I started, I had to pay out of pocket, and then for my salary the next month, they reimbursed me that one. And I believe most companies here in Japan offer this one. So if you are already like having interviews with employers, make sure that they mention this one or they have it already in the job advertisement that they posted. Because in Japan, the living cost is already high. If the company does not offer you transportation allowance, that means you have to allot money from your income in order to like commute to work. That's already like added expense, right? So I think you need to really check if the company that you're applying for offers this one. So, again, going back to my four employment history, the first one did not really offer us transportation allowance. The other three offered transportation allowance. And my current one, it's really nice because they ask us to like pay at first for like a duration of 6 months. I had to like purchase a train pass, good for 6 months, and then the next salary day, they reimbursed me with the amount. So in that span of 6 months, I was able to travel, use the train lines that are within my work route. So from my station, like where my apartment is located, until the station where my workplaces are in. So it's really convenient. And during like days off, during weekends, I can use the same train pass to go along those train stations, stop by at each station without extra cost. So what I did is I loaded my 6 month train pass from Kyoto Station until the station of my workplace. So that means I have the freedom to like go to Kyoto Station and enjoy the different cafes there or visit some interesting places that can be found within the line that is covered by my train pass. So this work benefit is really, for me, I think it's basic and it gives you the freedom to, get off at any train station that's within the route that you paid for. So if the company does not really offer you this transportation allowance, here's my advice: submit another resume to another company. Now, you might be wondering what this drink is. I actually made a mango smoothie a few minutes ago, and it's really difficult to find mangoes here in Japan. That's another general information about life here in Japan, is that mangoes are very difficult to find. And if you find some at the supermarket, they're quite expensive. Like I bought one piece of mango, it was like around 600, 700 yen. With that amount of money, I could buy like a kilo or a kilo and a half back in the Philippines. So mango being a tropical fruit, it's difficult to find here in Japan, but I'm really excited to try this mango smoothie that I made with almond milk. So yeah, that was something off topic. Going back to work benefits here in Japan, again, make sure that the company offers you the transportation allowance and most importantly is the visa sponsorship. Some companies hire employees but cannot help you with, securing a valid work visa. So once you are looking for a job through different websites, make sure that the employer would sponsor the working visa. So that's it: transportation allowance, visa sponsorship. Those are for me, are the two most important ones. And transportation is such a basic, maybe the black companies don't offer that. The factory jobs may not offer you such thing, but I remember in my experience working at a warehouse or a factory, we were picked up at a certain station and were taken to our workplace using the company van or the company bus. That was how they compensated with the lack of transportation allowance. And there are other companies that offer a lot of benefits. However, in my work experience here in Japan, transportation allowance was always the thing that I looked for. And if the company helps you pay the taxes, health insurance, and pension payments, like they would contribute to these government mandated contributions, that's another good sign that the company you're working for or about to work for is a good company, because I have worked before for a company that did not really enroll me into the pension system and it created a lot of problems for me. If you want to find out what happened, go take a look at my previous video right here. And I'll see you next time for another episode of our Beige Couch session here with your host, the Headless Expat. See you.